Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode. So today we are going to discuss about what is SAP Client Administration. Okay, so whenever you log in into SAP, so you need to enter three things, right? So as you can see in my screen, there is a client. Okay, so client you need to enter. It is represented by three digits, either 00 or 010 or 001, depends on the client. Okay, so this will be created. This is very important in which client we are logging in. The moment you click on SAP system, it will be there will be two three like depends on the client requirement. There will be 000 010 like that. It will be. You need to always select apart from 000 whatever is there. You can log in into that. You cannot log into 000. Okay, I will tell you why all of that. Okay. So whenever you log into SAP, this is the initial screen what you are seeing here. Okay. So here client you need to enter. It will be three digits and your user ID, example XYZ whatever, and password you will be giving password, and the language will be English EN. It will be there. So by default it will come. So initial first whenever you log in, this is how your screen appears. So this is for fresher who don't know SAP, what is SAP. Okay, and I will tell you in clear I will take an example. Okay, let's say what is client, you will be wondering. Okay, so for example, so if you join to any company, okay, so you'll be getting laptop, right? So there will be two types of logins will be there. One is admin login, one is for you. So as admin, you cannot log into that respective, desktop. There will be any system, there will be two types of systems will be there. Okay, so this is the standard like companies details, all the drive details will be stored in one drive. So which only like system admins like who configure the SAP, I mean, sorry, your laptop, right? For them, they will log in and they will check, they will do backend settings. Okay, so what and all you can change the password, what you can do here, what is your actual role, I mean, what actually you can do in this SAP, what and all things you should not, if you enter any URL, it will not work. That designs will be set by admin. So likewise, here also in SAP, we have a standard. Okay, you can assume two types of logins. Okay, so 000 is completely SAP delivered client. It's a client. Sorry, it's a client details. Okay, all the client detail will be there, and you will get another client either 010 as I told. Okay, so going further, we will discuss. So this is how it should be. Okay, moving on to the next slide. So here you can see SAP standard clients. There will be a depends on the company. They will maintain two, three, like one or two or three or only two, something like that. Okay, as I told you, 000. It is a standard client. SAP default client. We can call it as a golden client, master client. It's a master copy which is delivered by SAP. You shouldn't touch this one. You are not authorized to touch at all. This never ever log in with 000. Okay, because it contains standard configuration, what are the reference settings, and templates, and also templates used for creating new clients. You can also lock T code modification if you want to lock any T codes, internally. Nobody should, log into this kind of critical transactions there where you can go and lock up being a like admin in 000, but you cannot do that. Okay, this will be taken care by some other team. So suppose critical transaction code SU25, nobody should run that one. So at the time, they will be locking that kind of critical transactions. All of that modification will happen in 000 client. Okay, so this is very very important. Be careful whenever you click on or whenever you select on client. Okay, the moment you hit on SAP screen, so this will be visible for you. Okay, so master client used during installation. This client will be used most of the time, during installation only. As I told you, so they want to do any some configuration or any settings or any custom layout change, all of that, internally, all to lock any T code, any modification, all of this will be happen through during installation or whenever they required, they will log in and do it. So never ever do that. Okay, so our client is, it will start from 001. Okay, or 001 or 010, depends on the client. So some people will maintain 010 or 001. So you need to always click on the second one. So this is also something like it's a carbon copy of 000 plus customized data. The limited data you will get here also, you will be giving some customized data. Okay. Purpose is like often used to configure and initial customizing. This is what. Okay. So this is somewhere you can do whatever you want. You have to do it in this only. And the one more client is we have is 066. Okay, this is called early watch. Okay, this is to check how system is performing. Like it's a kind of system monitoring we can say, and also it's a kind of health check for the systems. Okay, so this is the details. I never use this one early watch. So during installation time or while performing testing, all of that they'll be using this one. So we should always log in with the second one, uh, right? Like second one, the sense like the moment you click here, the 001, enter your ID and password, and you can go into your SAP screen, initial GUI screen. And all this data will be stored in, we have a table. Okay, so whatever data you have, so if you want to check, suppose how many users are there, what roles are there for them, what key codes are there for him, and what are the roles are there in the system. Likewise, if you want to check the data for everything, like for everything there is a tables. Okay, so going further we will discuss what table it is, how to check all of that. So suppose if you want to check now that this no, clients store data, what are the clients are there. If you want to see, you can go to table just SE16. You just hit the SE16 the T code, and you need to enter this table and you will get the list of it. Okay, so this is how you need to check. Moving on to the next slide. So now we understand like SAP standard clients. Okay, now we will be understanding like how we create, what creation, how all of that will be discussion. Okay, discussing. So here you can see the client administration. So here there will be a what is client administration in the sense like client means like independent environment within the system. Like I told you, 0, it's a master copy, right? So in that within the SAP system, we'll create another piece. Like as I told you in the beginning, you will get a laptop from company, right? So admin will log in and he will do all the changes and he will create one login for you and one more desktop for you. You need to log into that only. So that is something, creating a space within the system, like that. Same example, okay, here also something like the independent environment within the system, like separate workspace, as I told you. This example I already told you. So it's always represent with the 3 digits. As I told you, like it's go 000. It's a master copy like 001, 010, like that. Depends on the client requirement we will be creating, or basis people will be creating. So you can keep till 999. We can use any of these clients. So maximum 1000 clients per system only we can create, right? So this is how the clients representation, clients. Okay, so then we will be discussing client data types. Okay, what is client data types? So in every organization there will be two types of the data types. Okay, one is independent data, one is dependent data. Independent data client means it's a standard system, it's a white data. Like if you want to create in a T code, it's a universal T code, right? So you cannot customize. Like suppose SU01, some people will what they don't use standard T code at all. They create as per the company policy. So that also you should, one thing you should know in every organization. See, as I told you in the previous videos also. So not purely like on everybody, every company will be using the standard T codes. So for every T code, they will be creating their own T code. Suppose SE01 is there. They create ZSU01 and they will remove some of the options over there. Okay, something like that. For every T code they will be adding Z and they will create their own custom T codes. So somewhere it comes into picture. Okay, so if you want to change any ABAP programs and standard T codes, all be stored in independent data client. Okay, and the second one is client dependent data. This client is dependent on this data, like customized or business specific data. As I told you earlier, this is a standard and this is a customized. So even not only users and transactional data T codes also they will be creating as per their wish. Okay, users also it's great. It depends on business specific data. Business how you want, based on that he will get to admins security give, or he will give a one draft. Boss, this is how you have to create user, this is how this t code. I don't want SU01 like this, I wanted you to recreate it with the customized something like this. This is we called independent data. So this is where it comes into the picture. So this you want to write. So there will be two types of data types. Okay, so we will be using all, so most of the time either we can use independent data or dependent data. It will be in any company, it will be like some people will be using 50-50, and some people will be 70-80, sorry 70-30, like that they'll be using it. Okay, no company will be I it's very rare they follow all standard T codes, they create their own T codes, and they create there are some other like so much of unnecessary work we have to do it apart from SAP. So those things are client specific, I can say, right? So moving on to the next content. So here we understand like what is a client, how what represent how many digits, what is the difference between clients, and where we can see the clients details, and where we are which client we need to log in, and difference between master like standard client and which we use client like we have discussed all about. Now there are few very important key codes for creating this kind of client. So you can see the first one is S SCC1. It's import client specific customizing from transport request. Okay, and day one quality. And if you see SCC3 is a view client copy all logs in system. And if you want to create a client, this you can use this T code SCC4, create or change or delete something like that. You can use this one. So usually basis people will be doing this one. And if you want to delete client, use with a caution basis. Like so now, earlier it was SCC5 was there. Now it's all N is added. It's a new T codes, advanced version T code. I can say like how we have SC16. It's a old T code. Now SC16 N is added. So something like that they have added all in something like it represent new T code. And like this T code, these are all the T codes which you use for during client administration. So yeah, so that's all for today. So this topic is all about client administration. This is it's like something basic topic, and you cannot do anything, but you should understand. Okay, what is client administration? How many types of clients are there? So these are all very important. So you should know about it. That's all. So that's all for today. So if you like my video, please subscribe. Thank you. See you in next video.